Hello and welcome to the Level 3 Synoptic Workbook tutorial. So I'm going to start with task 2.1 in this book. I've got my trusty brand new notebook and we're going to make a start. So in task 2.1 we're given quite a bit of information, and if I just skim read this quickly, what I can see is that they're asking what gross profit margin all sales is. So they've told me that gross profit margin is 50%. So with gross profit margin, we know that sales equals 100%. So cost of sales must therefore equal 50%. So by that default, if we find out what cost of sales is, then we can work out sales. So it says total cost of sales for the year is 24,350. So if we times that by 2, we get 48,700 for sales for the year end. Next, we're asked to show the entries that would appear in the cash account. So let's take a look what we've got. So all sales are on a cash basis. So if we're being asked to work out what the cash accounting would be, we would have cash sales as a debit, which we know are 48,700. And then we're also told that she spent an additional 3,200 on cash materials as a credit. And then cash general expenses, which were 490, which is a credit, and she had a balance carried forward of a cash flow of £100. We're also told that the rest of the cash not banked is her private drawings. So whatever the balancing figure is here will be her cash drawings, because there's nothing else on here except for this cash banked from sales. So let's just pop that in here. So that's 32,000, and that's a credit because she's transferred that over into the bank account. So let's just put it down here that her drawings is going to be the balancing figure. And actually, another thing that we need to know is that the balance carried forward is actually a credit, so it would sit over here on this hand side. So adding all of that up there, her drawings is then going to be a total of 12,910 as a credit. So that's the balancing figure there. So we're then asked to work out what the total drawings are going to be. So those drawings will be the 12,910 plus these 14,370, which gets us 27,280. We're then asked, select 2 principles from the list below which are outlined in the AAT Code of Professional Ethics. So here we have integrity and objectivity. So I would say those two. Which of the following statements reflects 3 purposes behind the AAT Code of Professional Ethics? So we want to maintain the reputation of the accountancy profession, so that would definitely be the answer. Not necessarily increase opportunities for AAT members. Act in the public interest, yes. Ensure protection from negligence claims, no. Ensure professional knowledge and skill of AAT members, yes. So I would say 1, 3 and 5 there. So let's move on. So task 2.2. So I'm just going to skip what it tells me at the front here. I'm just going to go straight to what they're asking. So they want us to calculate the depreciation expense for the year end 31st of December. Looks like we've got a table here. Okay, so we've got a table at the 1st of January 2008. And what we need to know is that depreciation is charged in full in the year of acquisition and nothing in the year of disposal. So I'm going to guess that they're going to give us a disposal question. Yep, sure enough. So if the masher A was disposed of, as in this one at the top here, which you can't really see. So let's do that so that you can see it. There we go. So we're going to be disposing of this one here, so we don't want to work out the depreciation for that, but we do for these two. So in A, what have we got? So we've got a diminishing balance basis of 25%. So that's the carrying value. So we want to take the carrying value. So we take 100k times by 25%, and we'll take 25k times by 25%. So let's just work both of those out. So we've obviously got 25k here and 6.25k here. A quick way of doing this on your calculator is to times by 0.25 and that'll get you the answer. So total depreciation is therefore going to be £31,250. So next, complete the following journal to account for the disposal of the master sheets. So they've told us that it was disposed of 20k. So what we're going to have is debit cash of 20k. We're going to get rid of the cost. So the cost was 85. And the accumulated depreciation was 70. So we're going to debit the accumulated depreciation. So we're reversing these. And then the profit and loss account is going to be the difference. So again, if we add those up, there and there we've got 90k and then we've got 85. So we have a 5k profit here. So next question. So we're asked to calculate the depreciation charge for the first 3 years based on a reducing balance method rounded to 2 decimal places because they have bought a new piece of machinery for 45,480. So 45,480. So that to me is year 0. And then we want to times that by 25%, which gives 11,370. So the carrying value is then going to be 34,110. And then if we times that by 25%, we then get £8,527.50 year 2. And then the carrying value will be that minus that, or £25,582.50. And we're going to do this one last time. So times by 25%, and that's going to give us 63,950.63, because we're rounding up. Ignore that little dash there. So total depreciation is going to be the 11,370, the 8,527.50, and the 6,395.63. Which gives £26,291.13. Next, D indicate whether the following statements are true or false. So, an error of commission does not cause an imbalance in the trial balance. So that's true. The suspense account can appear in the financial statements. False. An error of principal causes an imbalance in the trial balance. False. So these two here, in case you didn't know, are just basically errors in the wrong account. So it's never going to cause an imbalance. A trial balance is prepared before the financial statements. True. And then finally in E, don't know if you can see this properly. There we go. So which fundamental principle has been breached here? So what's happened? So petty cash receipts have been filed and one person's been overclaiming travel expenses. So that's integrity they've breached. And that's because they haven't been honest about it. F, what action is required in these circumstances? So what you would do is you would tell your manager instantly or a superior about it. So let's move on to task 2.3. So what have we got here? So again, I'm just going to skim read this very quickly. What they want us to do is to calculate depreciation charge on the new vehicle. So we've got a new vehicle. So that is 16,200. It's expected to be sold at 3,800. So this is the residual value. So you want to take this off. And we've got this for 5 years. So I'm just going to divide it like that. So if I work that out, what do we get? We get 2,480 depreciation a year. So complete the journals. So I don't really need to take a look at what we need to do there. You'd hope not at this point in time. So depreciation P&L is going to be a debit of 2,480 because that's an expense, and then accumulated depreciation on the balance sheet is going to be a credit because we want to reduce the carrying value that's shown in the financial statements. Next, complete the journal entry for depreciation charge on the new vehicle. So that's the one that I've just done. So I've kind of switched these around unintentionally. Complete the journal entries for the acquisition of the vehicle. So I would debit the cost of the vehicle for 16,200 and I would credit the bank with 16,200 because they've not actually said how they've paid for this vehicle. So unless they state specifically that they've paid for it in cash, I'm going to go ahead and presume that it's the bank. But if I look at these drop down list available to me here, it's definitely going to be the bank. So moving on, what else have we got? Complete the extended trial balance with these adjustments. Okay, so if we do this just here, we've got the bank, we've got capital, purchase ledger control account, sales ledger control account, sales, purchases, admin, drawings, cost. Hope we can fit this on, but we're going to see very shortly if we can't. And then depreciation. Wow, we've actually done it. So, tell me if I wrote down the right figure. There. I'm going to do this in the same sort of format that they've done for your understanding. Usually I just write positives and negatives down here. Okay, so if you've noticed in the question down here, these two amounts balance, I'm not going to write the totals down here. Instead, I'm just going to do what the adjustments are and what the final balance is going to be. So the adjustments that we've got is, I'm actually going to start from the bottom and work my way up, which is a little bit backwards, but that's okay. So we've got drawings of 1,600 that have not been recorded in the accounts. So drawings over here are 1,600. So that's a credit. So let's just write adjustments down here. Now what else have we got? Customer pays his outstanding invoice of £800 and this has not yet been recorded. So somebody's paid us. So the bank is going to go up. Yep. So we want £800 here and we want to reduce sales ledger control account by 800 here. Sales of 1700 has not been recorded. The customer had not paid his invoice at year end. Okay, so we want to increase the sales ledger control account by 1700 and we want to increase sales by 1700 as well, and then the vehicle for 16,200. So that was 16,200 as a credit in the bank. We've got 16,200 as a debit down here. Our depreciation was 2,480 on the balance sheet. 2,480 is positive in P&L. What else have we got? That seems to be it. So just double check these. So drawings 1,600, yep, that's a credit. So we also want to debit the bank. We didn't do the opposite side to that, which was a bit daft. And to make matters worse, you can tell it's the evening. That drawings is a positive, not a negative. Yep, everything else seems to be in order. So we've increased our sales, yep. So we've gone debit sales ledger control, credit sales. We've done debit, cost of the vehicle, credit the bank. We've done debit, depreciation, credit, accumulate depreciation. And we've done debit the bank, credit to sales ledger control account. So if we add all of these up now, let's see what we get. So we're left with 5,450 on the bank. Touched capital there. So 4,095 here. Sales ledger control account. It's going to be 7,625. Sales is going to be 46,900. This hasn't changed. Admin hasn't changed. Drawings has changed. Cost has changed. This has changed. And this has changed. So let's see what that gets us to. Yep, so that balances down to 0. So I hope you found this video useful. Consider subscribing and I shall see you on the next video.